Okay, first thing is basically if you want to open this platform, so what I said is you need to click on startup. Suppose during installation means so automatically the startup will open. Okay. So but after the installation, suppose next time you shut down your system and if you open your system, so you need to click on the startup icon because whenever you shut down, so the server will close. That platform window will close or that server window will close. So again, if you want to open Pega application means we need to click on startup icon. So in my system, it is running right now. So this window will open and it will be taking some few minutes, some 3 to 5 minutes it is going to take. And once this setup is started, you just minimize that one. So you can click on this login icon. So when you click on the login icon, so if the server is started means startup is finished means it is going to open the application in a browser. Okay, so you can set any browser as default. So yesterday I showed the process how to set a browser as a default one. So in your system, if you want to set any particular browser as a default window to open in Pega application, so you can open in that. Okay. And next thing is in this, first thing is we have to log into application using the default ID and password. So Pega contains some default credentials. So anyone after installation and once you get this login screen, you can enter the credentials. So the default credentials are administrator@pega.com and install is the password. Again, I have given in the document also, you can check once. See, user ID you can give either in uppercase or lowercase, but password is case sensitive, so you have to enter compulsory in lowercase you have to enter. Okay, that is in small letters only you have to enter. And then once you enter the ID and password, you can log in. In my system, it is auto the I think the browser it is auto saved. So but in your system when you are going to enter the ID and password, type it manually. Okay, so it is showing automatically in my PC, right? Because of the browser settings, so auto save option is enabled with it. So in your system when you are going to enter these details, so type it manually, then click on login. So you are going to log into this platform. So once we log into the platform, this entire thing is a portal. So what we can see is nothing but we can call it as a Pega platform, PRPC platform. Okay, we can also call it as a developer studio, and I can also call it as a portal, developer portal we can call, and we can also call it as Pega Infinity. So if I use any of these terms, all are same. So in this platform, everything is integrated or everything is inbuilt in the platform. So we are going to use as a developer. So this is the platform which we are going to use anywhere to design and deploy the applications. And other thing is in this platform we'll be having 4 panels. So you'll be having header options. In header, actually some internal tools and some internal settings and widgets are available. Okay, and I cannot discuss every option right now because going forward in every session step by step we are going to use them. And explorer left side, if you see, these are all explorers. Okay, so most of the design in the application through these explorers we are going to design. 90% will be doing from these explorers. Okay, and in the right side, anything you click or anything you open in the platform, that will open in this work area panel, the right side one. Suppose if I open anything from anywhere, from explorers or from the header or anywhere, if you open, it will display in the explorer work area panel. Okay, so that we can it will open in a form of tabs. So again, if you click on some other thing, again it will open in the work area panel in a next tab. So like that we can open in anything if you want to add or anything if you want to customize the design, we can do it from the work area panel. So if we can expand that, we can collapse that. So you can close the tabs. Once your work is done, you can close the tab from the work area panel. And the bottom contains some toolbars, some toolbar panel or footer panel will call. So it contains some internal tools. In that, some will be used by some other roles like BA, some will be used by the tech leads, and some are used by developers. Even in header also, some options will be used by BA, tech leads, and some options will be used by developers also. Even in Explorer also, See, in Pega platform, all the roles they'll be using the same platform. Okay, so even tech leads will use the same platform they'll be using. A BA and developers also will be using the same platform they'll be using. Okay, based on their work given or based on their role in the environment. So they are going to use these options and work on the design. And today, in order to add new applications, see Pega itself a built-in application. See Pega itself is a application. You can see the default name is Pega platform. Okay, and actually it is called as framework. Actually, Pega again contains two types of structures, application types, or we can say application structures. We can say so. Application types, two types are framework and implementation. Okay, and what are the default application we are having in the platform? So this is called as framework application will be called. Okay, and if you want to define any new applications, first initially we'll create a user defined framework, and under that we'll be creating implementation that I'm going to explain today in detail. So basically, now currently whatever the entire thing we have, this is a default application, default framework application, or we can say this is the base framework in this platform. And under that we are going to define, or we are going to add new applications we are going to add. Okay. So here once again till here I'm going to review quickly. So once we log into the platform, so whatever we see here, this is nothing but a PRPC platform, studio, developer portal, okay, or Pega Infinity. Any of these terms we can use. Okay. Actually, up to 7 version, we'll be calling it as Pega Designer Studio also. But in the present version, they changed this name to Pega Developer Studio. Up to 7, it is the name will be Pega Designer Studio will be there. Okay, not much difference. Just the name is updated. And other thing is in the previous application, the default framework name will be Pega PRPC in some versions, and from 8 version, again it is Pega Infinity, or we can also call it as Pega. Sorry, this Pega platform we can also call it as the PRPC in the previous versions. Even now also we can call. Another new name added in 8 version is Pega Infinity. So like that, these are all not any major changes. Just sometimes they may be updating some labels in the platform. Some names they may update in the platform version to version. And I said, right, we have different types of panels: header, explorer, work area panel, and toolbar panel. So header contains some internal settings, tools, and widgets. An explorer contains the main application templates for creating tables and modules in the application. So we'll be using the explorer panel. So anything if you want to add in the application, the new designs and the data types if you want to define, and if you want to define any modules from explorer, we are going to add. And work area contains, in order to define and modify the rules, anything we open in the application, it will open in the work area panel. And footer contains some internal tools again. Some are used by the developers. So these are all the overall things, and in all these things, all the internal components and everything will be integrated in this. Okay. So under that, I'll give a basic overview. Actually, if you the main templates and all, it will be available in the App Explorer. Okay, if you okay, in other things also will be working again, data types, case types. So there also will be again adding some other designs, but main templates and all, it will be available in the App Explorer. Okay, actually you can see different categories. Actually in here, in every rule in Pega, it is categorized into different categories. Okay, so like these are all the different categories, and under each category you will be having some set of rules or templates will be given. And in the complete development we are going to use these categories, and we are going to use these rules or templates. Okay, in this application definition, after application creation, automatically it will generate. And data modeling, under this some rules are there. Okay, so in this some 6 to 7 rules will be used, and other rules will be automatically generated. So in every category, even though we have all these things in that, in this decision category, some 12 13 rules we are going to use. Okay, in decision some 12 to 13 types of condition. Decision means all are condition rules. Like that, connector rules are there. All come under connector integration connectors. Some mapping rules will be there, like parse XML, XML string, parse delimited. Any type of mapping if you want to do between properties, Then we'll be doing in the integration mapping. Some resource rules are there again related to integrations, listeners, packages, file listeners, email listeners, all those come under this resources category. And any Pega service if you want to define for your application, so all the services, types of services will be available here under this category. Like that, any user IDs, see, earlier we created some user IDs. Again, from the parent ID, if you want to generate any, actually this is not your role, organization is not your role in the real time, but we'll be working on some scenarios, because without that we cannot practically understand some scenarios. We will understand how to create all the organization rules also. And process rules are nothing but like a workflows, validations, notifications, work parties, some different types of process rules are available. So that also we are going to understand. Like every category, some set of rules are given. Like reports, for defining some reports and all, we'll be creating from this category. Some security rules are there. Survey not required. Some admin rules. So even all the admin rules we don't use as a developer. Some are related to developer role, and some are related to some technical lead role will be there. And some user any business logic and all from technical category we can open. And UI design and all, it come under user interface category. So the thing is, most of the design, again there are some designs in the header and other things, but most of the designs under the app explorer will be having in the form of these templates. So under that we are going to open according to our design requirement. So in this training also, mostly we are going to learn how to use all these rules and how to map it in the application we are going to understand. Okay? So this is the main things which we have in the platform. Anywhere you work, any application we design, so these are all the templates we are going to use, because in this already 50% of the application is already configured. Why it is already built in and configured means, because here all the integration connections and connection mappings, everything are integrated in the platform. So again, no need to do it from scratch. And UI design is already built in from the user interface category. All the UI templates are built in, business logic is built in, admin configuration is built in. So then what we are going to do is only just reuse those functionalities. Okay, nothing to do or nothing to create from scratch. Okay, already everything is available in the form of rules here. So only thing is just we are going to reuse the templates and complete the design according to the specification and according to the requirement. So that we are going to learn and we are going to implement in the real time. Okay, so that is the thing we are going to completely learn in this application. So how to use all these rules and how to use them in the design of the platform, design of the application. Okay, that all again step by step in the entire training we are going to understand. So all those things, and also some options in header and other options in explorer, and other options, other some tools in the toolbar, everything is integrated in these four things only. So in this platform, so as a developer, continuously anytime, anywhere you work, only these options and these application only will be there. So according to the requirement we are going to use one by one according to the what are the specification given. Okay, and now initially, so first we are going to start with application, how to add a new application in Pega. Okay, so basically I said, right, there are two types of applications, framework and implementation. So framework means nothing but it's a reusable application. Okay, so reusable means nothing but, so if you want to create a structure, see already Pega will have one reusable framework. Okay, and apart from that, when you're adding new projects also, one framework structure will define, and under that we are going to add implementation. Actually, implementation means any design we are going to start, so that we will be adding under implementation applications only. Okay, suppose I'll show the structure where you'll understand easily. See, any project when you're starting, but in the real time this setup will be done by the leads. Okay, so in the real time you're not going to do this, but not a big thing, just one two parameters we have to pass in the widget, automatically application will be generated. Okay, so basically this structure is available, or this application is already available. So under this, we are going to define one user-defined framework, and under that we can add multiple implementations for that organization. So suppose any application you start, so one first thing is under the base framework or under the built-in framework. So we need to define one user defined framework, because if you don't add this, what happens means, for that organization only one implementation only we can add. We cannot add multiple implementations without the user defined framework. I cannot define multiple implementation applications for the same organization. Suppose I want to define some multiple applications for the some ABC organization. So for that, if you want to directly define implementation means, I cannot add other implementation for same organization. I cannot define. So without the user defined framework, I cannot add multiple implementations. Maximum one only we can define. So in the real time, whether they start with one implementation or more, so without this framework, they will not add the implementation directly. So first they will be creating one user defined framework. Under that, they can add one or more. Okay. So in the future, if this structure is there, they can add multiple implementation applications for the same organization. Otherwise, maximum under the default framework only one implementation per organization only we can define. So that's why in the real time also this structure is common. So first they will be creating one user defined framework. So what is the advantage of creating these? Two advantages are there. So first thing is, under this, without defining the organization, so they can directly create the implementation application. Only once they'll define the organization names, and they can add multiple implementations under the same framework. Another advantage is the reusability. Suppose in both the implementation applications, if they have any common designs, like any common business logic, common UI, or any common data tables, they can create in the organization level, and they can reuse in all the regions they can reuse. That you'll understand on Monday session in detail. So I'll be explaining about some classes and inheritance types. At that time, I'll discuss some more points where you can understand that. So because framework means reusable application, I said, okay. Pega is already having one reusable application because all the built-in templates are configured under the base framework. That's why we are able to reuse them. At the same time, again, when you create any user defined data, some designs if you create in the application, again, if you want to reuse in all the divisions, so compulsory, if framework is there, we can reuse in all the divisions. We can reuse. If framework is not there means, maximum one implementation only I can define. I cannot add multiple implementation applications. Okay? So in our application now, so this is already available. What we are going to add is, we are going to create one framework application. Under that, I'll be creating, today I'll be creating one implementation under this framework. So today, in order to add a new project, so one user defined framework and one implementation I'm going to define. And for adding all these applications, it's very simple. Some wizard will be available, new application wizard, and we are going to use that and complete the setup. So the wizard name will be common in all versions. That is, from 7 version, we are using the same wizard for creating framework and implementation applications. So Pega has given some wizard. Okay, it's an automation tool, right? So any kind of such things if you want to add, so Pega contains some tool or wizard will be there. So the wizard name is a new application wizard, and using this, we can add any framework or any user-defined framework or any implementation application we can define. Okay? And just a 2 to 3 steps will be available. Just we need to fill the parameters and automatically complete the setup. Okay? See, in old versions means there is some tool called DCO, like before 7 version. Some actually now, if you go for it at interviews also, generally you'll be using only up to from 7, maximum from 7 version only you may be working, because 7 version started from 2010 mostly. So before 2011 and 10, so they used the 6 version. So even if you put experience also, maybe you don't have any knowledge on these tools which are used up to 6 version. Profiler and accelerator, two tools are there. So those nobody will be asking about those tools even if you put any experience also. So maximum from 7 version if you work, so only this widget only will be using new application widget. Okay. See, in these old tools means actually there are 14 steps are there. So in each 7 steps will be available. Okay. I used earlier, but don't worry, no need to have any knowledge on this right now. But in the latest version from 7, so they're using this new application widget. Okay. So today we'll see using this widget how to create a framework application again, and how to add one implementation application under the framework. Now for that, so it's very simple to use that widget. So in order to open this widget, you can see one button called build application button in the work area panel. So if you click on this, that widget will display. Otherwise, if you go to this application menu, see, sometimes these names you are seeing right now, right? Sometimes if you in your system, if the browser size is like this 100%, or if the browser size is more than 100%, you may only see these icons. Okay, so don't get confused. See, sometimes if you see the application header options like this, so then what you can do is control minus if you do the browser, it will shrink the browser, and then you can completely see the application menu names also you can see. Okay, so the header menu names also you can see. So if you're unable to see, that means if the reason is the browser size is either more 100 or more than 100%, it is there by default in the settings. So if you want to see the namespace, control minus, you can click. Again, if you want to go back to the, means if you're unable to see the icons, means these sizes of the font, if it is very difficult to read and understand, you can click on control plus, you can click. Okay. Now, so the widget, same widget, if you want to open, you can also open from application menu. In application menu, we'll have an option called new application. From here also, I can open this. Okay? So here I'm going to directly click on either build application. If you click, that widget will display. Okay, or else if I click on that application menu, and if I click on new application, from here also it will open the same widget will open. Okay. But in your system, when you open this, you'll get only two options you'll be getting. One is Classic and one is Cosmos. In my system, there are some other applications are there, but in your system, when you open this, you'll get only these two templates. Okay, so these two are the just themes we can say. So mostly we'll go with the Classic only. So if you're starting any new application creation, so that is first we are going to add a user-defined framework. Okay, what we are creating here is user defined framework. So we need to click on this classic option and continue with the screen. Some 2 to 3 screens will be getting. So continue with the screens. So click on classic first. So same thing, I will show it in the document once again. So in your application, either click on new application or click on build application button. So that will navigate to that widget. We can see these two options like this, classic and Cosmos. So now click on classic option. So first we are creating user-defined framework we are creating, guys. Okay. So in order to create the user-defined framework, click on this option, continue with the screen. So click on use this application type, and here we need to give a name for the application. So here, when you are giving the names, follow the names exactly given in the document. So whatever I give, so give the same names in your system also. So I'm going to give some name as Alpha Insurance Application. So I'm giving a name as Alpha Insurance Application. See, once this application name is given, don't be hurry, don't click on this create application button, because we need to configure some advanced settings. See, because when you're creating user-defined framework, so we need to update two settings in this. One is we need to change the structure, because the default structure always will be implementation in the settings. We need to change that to framework. Another thing is you have to enter some organization details. Organization name, actually you can give it as your alpha will be your organization name. Suppose if you create some application for some banks like a Citibank or something, City will be organization name. For some Tata application, you will be creating some insurance application. Tata will be your organization name. So we need to update two things in these advanced settings. Open these settings. One is we need to update the framework, that is structure. We have to select framework because by default it will be implementation. Another thing is some random name will get as organization name in your system. Some random name will be getting as a organization name. So what I need to do means change the application structure to framework and update the organization name to alpha. I'm going to enter here. So apply these two settings. Select structure as framework and remove this organization name and give it as alpha. So if I give more than four, here organization name will allow only four characters. So if you give any length of organization name, it will only take four characters. So maximum when you give these organization names, either four or less than four we used to give. Suppose if we have a SBI insurance something, so we'll only give three characters, not more than four character. We don't give in the organization name because maximum length for organization name it will allow only up to four only to allow. So mostly when they give the names, so maximum four character length only they'll give, or less than four is there means less than four they're going to enter. Like AXA insurance is there, only they'll give it as AXA. Okay, not more than four characters we give in the organization names. Maximum length is four characters. So I already we are having the same length four characters. Suppose in the future if you have some Bajaj insurance is there, what they it will only take four characters. So directly you can give BAJA they can give. Like capital insurance is there. So you can directly give CAPI you can give. Just like that I'm just mentioning. So what are the length is there accordingly, so maximum four characters only it will allow, so directly we'll enter the four characters or less than four. Anyway, for our requirement it is alpha, so give it as alpha in the organization name, and in the future wherever this name is required it will automatically take these details. Okay? Now after selecting the structure and organization name, giving organization name, so click on save, and now again it will go back to the screen where this application name is there. Now we need to click on this button, create application button. So after you click on this button in the background, so it will create complete the setup. In my system it will complete within 10 seconds, but in your system it may take some time guys. So initially when application is installed in the systems, it may take some time, some more time it may take. So just wait until that setup is completed. Sometimes it may take in your systems like 1 minute or more than 1 minute also it may take. Okay? So once this till this loading is done, so wait, and after that you'll get a message that application has been configured and is now ready to use. Okay, and here after this setup, what we need to do means we need to create a ID for this application. New user ID we need to generate. Okay, so up to here once again I'll quickly review. So first of all, what we did is so we need to open the new application widget. So in this, just we need to choose the application type as classic and just proceed with the screens and choose this option, use this application type. See, you can give anything this. So framework particularly no need to mention. Already structure is selected, right? So just to follow this, that is enough. Okay. Framework no need to mention because already it is a structure is framework. It will create in the backend. Naming convention, your wish case. You can give first letter uppercase, remaining lowercase you can do. That is your choice. And here select the structure as framework and choose the organization name. So alpha I have taken. So then give the names accordingly, and then again after the structure and organization details are given, it will go back to the same screen, and now application has been completed. So now the main thing is here we need to generate a user ID. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one ID called admin@alpha for this application. So that is user ID or operator ID will be calling. So I want to generate a new ID for this application. So that is I'm giving as admin@alpha. So after this ID, so here for the first ID, whatever we generate for the application, so at the rate is required, compulsory required. So give the same ID or give the same format what I'm showing in the setup. So after this ID is given, so click on add option. So it will create a password. Some random password will be generated. So make sure you note this ID and password in your that is ID you can remember, right? So make a note of the password in some notepad or somewhere. Okay, here it is alpha 1 is there, but in your system give the ID as alpha when you're generating this. Okay, 1 second. I'm getting less size. Okay, you can see this log off button, guys. So when you log off, what happens means, so before this log off, one important thing is, so many by mistake what you do is, so you don't note the password, and directly if you log off, what happens means I cannot retrieve the password again. So make sure you note this password. Now you can click on log off option. Now log in with this new ID because in the first login you need to update the password. Okay, when you log into the application for the first time, so you need to update the password. So I'm giving the password which is generated. Give me 1 second. See, but in your system, the password will be different again. Okay, it will not generate the same for everyone. So in your system, it may create a different password. So then you need to update the password in the first login itself. So enter the current password. Now the new password you can give it as rules. RULES. I'm giving a new password as rules. So again confirm that. Now, once we enter the password, log into application. So change the password and it will switch to the application. And in application, you'll be getting something called Admin Studio first of all. So then from here, we need to switch to Developer Studio. We need to switch. So that is the setup. So once you create this ID, so it will create a password and update the password in the first login itself. And once you update the password, so it will automatically switch to the application Admin Studio, and from here you can switch to Developer Studio. We can switch. Okay. Now your application framework application is completed. Okay, so your framework is completed. Similarly, now under this framework we are going to create an implementation application. We are going to create. Okay, I'll show the image once again. So now under the base framework, I created this user-defined framework. Okay. Now under this user-defined, I'm going to create one implementation application. Okay. Similar process. So now already we are into this framework application. I logged into framework application. Right? On top of this only, I'll be creating this implementation. Okay. See, first when you're creating framework means on default ID we need to create. But after creating the user-defined framework, under this we need to define this implementation application. So let's see the process now. You can close this some like a Oreo tab for this application you'll be getting. Only once you'll be getting. You can close this. Now here in this, go to again here you don't get build application button, only this option will be available. That is from the application menu, choose this option new application, and now follow the screens in the widget. See, last time means we choose classic, but this time what is your implementation, sorry, what is your framework application, we need to choose that one. Okay, so last time means we have to choose classic when creating a framework, but when creating your implementation under your framework we need to choose your framework application. Alpha insurance application I need to choose and select this and proceed with the screens. So you'll be getting some 2 to 3 screens. So click on use this application type, and here you'll be getting two additional screens which you don't get when creating framework layer. But this but no need to define anything here. Okay, so here you'll be having option case types. So case types and all modules, once we open implementation then we are going to define them. then you'll get something called data types. So these are also we are going to define after creating after opening implementation. Tables in Pega are called as data type. So no need to mention anything, just to continue with these screens. And again, you'll get the screen where we need to give a name for implementation. So I'm going to give a name as, I'm giving Alpha Auto Insurance Application. See, particularly here in the name, no need to mention framework or implementation. It will be generated in the backend based on the structure we select. So here you can see I'm giving some name as Alpha Auto Insurance Application. So here click on advanced configuration, but this time no need to change in advanced settings. I'll tell the reason, because the default structure will be implementation advanced settings, and already under the framework we are creating, under the user defined framework we are creating this implementation. So organization name will be there automatically. So if you want to check and see the settings, you can see, but no need to update any settings in this, because structure is already implementation, and organization name will automatically take from the framework application. So no need to change anything right now. Optional, if you want to open and check, you can check. Otherwise, if you, after giving the name when creating implementation, after the name is given, directly we can click on create application button. Okay. So other thing is, one more thing I want to say is, generally organization name is 4 character length, but when application names and all, it will truncate to either 8, 9 or 10 characters. Application names are also called as division names. And more about this, what are division classes and all, you'll understand more in the Monday session, you'll understand. But before that, some small information I'll be, introduction I'll be giving. Give me a second. So what we did is, again, so in order to create the implementation application, so first we need to again click on the new application menu, then go to the your application. You have to select your framework application which is created. Then under that, follow the buttons, use this application type, continue, and give the name for your application as Alpha Auto Insurance Application. But this time no need to open advanced settings, directly you can click on create application. But here one thing is, so if you want to check open options, if you want to open and check, you can check, but no need to update any information in the advanced settings. But here one thing I want to say is, your application names will be automatically taken based on the names given in the for the application. So the minimum length for application name is okay. I'll write one statement here. Okay, see, I told you organization name minimum length is, so organization name minimum length is 1 or up to 4 characters. Organization name maximum length I'm giving. Maximum length is 4 characters. Like example, alpha. So, city, not more than that. If you give any other names like BA, Bajaj and all, it will only take BAJ only it will take. Or if you give something capital means it will take capital. Or less than 4 also it will take. Okay. 4 characters or less than 4 characters. Okay. But coming to application name, or we can also call it as division name, guys. What is division name? More you'll understand in the Monday session. Application or division name, minimum length is 8 characters and maximum length is 10 characters. So first of all, understand this statement so that it will automatically do the truncation in the backend. For example, so I'm giving some example in the chat above. See here, in the application name, actually for our application, Alpha Auto Insurance have given. Okay, Alpha Auto Insurance application, whatever it is. See, in the first two letters, how many characters are there? 8 characters are there. So according to the application name, minimum length is 8 and maximum length is 10. Suppose in your first two letters 8, 9 or 10 is there, means automatically it will take the same as division name. So in our application, first 8 characters are Alpha Auto, it will take automatically those. Let's go to third example. Bajaj Auto contains in this name. So first two letters contains 9 characters. So minimum length can be 8 and maximum length is 10. So 9 characters is there. It will automatically take it as the application name. Same way in the next example, AG vehicle. 10 characters are there in the first two letters. It will take as it is the first 10 characters as the application name or division name. So like that, in the first two letters, how many 8, 9 or 10 is there means automatically it will take. Suppose let's take this alpha vehicle. So in the first two letters, the length is 11 characters. So if more than 10 is there in the first two letters, only the starting 8 characters it is going to take automatically. Okay, only it will take the starting 8 characters in the name of this application. Okay, so like that alpha vehicle in this, it will only take alpha vh up to there only it is going to take. So don't worry, this will automatically generate in the backend. But if you take the last example, in the first two characters, 7 characters, in the first two letters, 7 characters are there. So in that case, in the third letter, it will take the first character because minimum length is 8, right? So in third letter, it is going to take the first character. So like that, when any names are given, automatically it will take these names in the backend based on the name, first two letters in the name. It will either take 8, 9 or 10 characters according to the first two letters in the application. Okay. So that is just informational, just to check it, not mandatory. You will not do it anything manually. So just when any names are given, it will automatically generate in the backend. So now in our application, so according to the name given, Alpha Auto will be taking as a shortcut for your application name, or we can also call it as application ID or division name. Okay. So if you see in the settings here, so same application ID will take 8 characters from that name given, or your application name also you can see truncated to this one. And same we can also call it as a division class. With this name, some division class will be created. In one Monday session, I'll discuss about more about the types of classes in Pega. Okay. Now anyway, click on save and now click on this button. Actually, when implementation name is given, without opening the settings, I can directly click on this button. So here also your application will be generated. Now actually for this implementation, no need to generate a new ID. Okay, here in the document I showed, but not mandatory. I'm not going to add a new ID for the implementation here. Mostly in the real time also they don't create, but scope is there. If you want to add, you can add this, but it is not mandatory to create a new ID for the implementation application. Okay, give me 1 second. So here what happens means, so once this application is completed, see if you are not creating any new ID for your implementation, so what is the ID given for the framework, earlier framework, the same ID will apply for this implementation. Okay, but there are some application scenarios where manually also again create some new ID and generate the password like the previous case. Okay, but here I'm not generating a new ID for the implementation. So what are the ID I generated for the framework application, same I'm going to use for this implementation also. So if you don't add any ID, then the framework ID only will apply for implementation application also. Okay, so what you need to do means, without creating any new ID, just click on this done button. So click on done button, then it will automatically go to your framework application. And what you need to do means, you need to just log off. So after your application is generated, just click on done. That message is not there. 1 second. So click on done. So after you click on done, it will go to user defined framework, or it will go to framework application. So from here we need to, so once we, it will go to framework, right? We have to log off from here. See in the footer option, in the footer you can see there is a menu called admin menu. So here you will be having that log off option. So here click on log off. Now login back using the previous ID. So what are the ID earlier created? So I think admit that alpha is the ID given. So enter that ID, admin at the rate alpha, and your password will be, the updated password is rules is the password updated. So the same ID we'll be using for logging to implementation now. Okay, so enter the ID, admit rate alpha. So now you can give the password here as rules you can give, because that is the password generated for the framework application earlier. So updated password I have taken is rules. So enter the password as rules. Maybe here it will show like this, but in your system you have to give the password as rules, guys. Maybe it is showing this many characters because here it is updated with a new one, but in your screen when you are giving this password, so according to the statement given, earlier statement, so give the password as rules. Okay, this all not required, this screen is not required. Now once we log in, so if I give this screenshot, I'm going to give this screenshot. Okay, I'll keep the previous one only because this is small I'm getting. So give the password as rules. Okay, I've given the password above. So give the password as rules and login. See, once we log in, initially the application will go to admin studio. It is going to open. This will open admin studio. And from here, I need to switch to developer studio. I need to switch. From here, switch to developer studio. Up to here, your application setup will be done. Okay, so that is implementation application is created. And now in the header option, you can see your implementation application name. You can see. Okay. Now if you want to see, so in the top you can see your implementation application. So again in the future, if you want to, if you want to open any framework application for adding a new implementation application, see ID is now same for both framework and implementation, right? So now currently we are in the implementation application. How to identify means, if you see the name Alpha Auto Insurance is the name there in the top. Okay, that is nothing but this is your implementation application name. Suppose in the future if you want to switch to your framework, actually again when we will log into framework again means, if you want to add one more implementation, then only we will switch to framework. Otherwise all the design we are going to do in the implementation itself. So anytime if you want to again switch to your framework, just in the in the drop down option you'll have an option called switch application. Then you have to choose your framework application name. Then it will switch to admin studio. Every time when you switch, it will go to admin studio. Again it will, we have to select developer studio. Now you can see the application name as your framework. So again when we will switch like this means, if you need one more implementation for your organization, then only we'll switch the application. Otherwise the design will be creating under the implementation we are going to create. Again if I want to switch to my implementation, again click on switch and select your implementation name. So like that, up to here in the real time, the design structure will be ready for you. So okay, so up to here you will not do anything in the real time. Just understanding is required. Okay? But in your personal edition means you have to do by yourselves. But in the real time, this is not your role in the real time. Okay? But I think this is not a difficult thing also to understand. So anyone can understand easily. So now, so the main thing is in your App Explorer, you can see some classes that I'll discuss more in the Monday session. I'll discuss. See, when application is generated in the background, so many things will be generated like classes, inheritance, some rule sets, some IDs. Not only the parent ID, some other IDs will be created like work groups, work queues. So like rule set and versioning. So many things will be generated. Those things step by step we'll understand. Initially we'll understand in the next session regarding what are the types of classes, class layers and class types. Then what are, if time is there, inheritance types also I'll discuss in the Monday session. So like automatically when these automation wizard, right, this is, so when you just give these basic details like organization name and structure and application name, everything will be generated in the background which are required for your application. Okay, now anything if you want to create in the app explorer under the classes we are going to generate. So more about classes you'll understand later. So here it will show totally three applications. So first one is base layer. Under that we created user defined framework, and under that we are going to design everything under the implementation application. Okay, so this structure and all automatically created in the backend. Okay. So base framework, under that we have this user defined. Under the user defined framework we have this implementation application. So now currently we are creating everything under the, so we are going to create everything under the implementation application. Okay, so that is about the application creation process. Okay, any framework and implementation if you want to define. So we'll use this new application wizard and complete the setup. Okay, and from next topic, so in the next session we'll understand about the types of classes and inheritance. Then we'll be starting the main rules. Then we'll go to the how to develop the rules in Pega based on the requirement. Okay, so that is about this process, guys.